While the staff were occupied, 9-year-old female Rinto has escaped behind the security fence. At the water park, everyone wants to have fun, including Beni. When the lunch bell rings and bananas are on offer, Beni comes in like a wrecking ball. But the babysitters are still under strict instructions not to let Beni have any bananas. Everyone gets a treat. Except Beni. Resorting to banana peel is pretty low. Lanting remembers his fruit kebab lessons. But it seems he's got the wrong end of the stick. Beni's desperate for fruit. He begs Penty, borrows from the basket, and steals from Raren. Bad move. Poor Beni. At Forest School, the rainy season has been redecorating the jungle as usual. And the students head off to explore what the floodwaters have for them today. Most Forest School orangutans love to take advantage of the pools, and each student has their own interpretation of how best to exploit them. Chinta perches on an abandoned tyre swing and begins to copy what she's seen the babysitters do every day in the forest. Clearly, Chinta's been paying attention in class. Yutris has no interest in the pools today. So his best bud, Valentino, has to play on his own. Valentino is not really the independent type, so as he plays, he tries to attract his babysitter's attention. The audience knows they are always guaranteed a treat when Valentino performs. High in the trees at Group 5, where the older students practice their forest skills, 8-year-old Darril is on the prowl. But he's not foraging. He's in search of a new female companion. He's no stranger to his female classmates. Darril and Luthy were inseparable for months. But Darril was very possessive of Luthy. Eventually, she extricated herself from his clutches. Now Darril is interested in 4-year-old student Serene. His first move is a sort of display. Serene doesn't seem impressed. She wants to try something different. Other primates like bonobos and chimpanzees actually kiss each other in social interactions. These two appear to be trying it out, although they could also be sharing food. In the wild, youngsters this age might still play together under their mother's supervision. But this fooling around is unique to the very social nature of orangutan jungle school. The staff tolerates it, as there's no harm. And Serene wouldn't typically be able to reproduce until she's at least 11 years old. Darril is persistent. But orangutan mating is based on female choice as well as male coercion. And Serene is not quite ready. Deep in remote jungle, an unusual day is about to unfold for the pupils of the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation's Jungle School. Orphans are assigned to different groups here according to their skill levels, and each group has its own forest classroom. But every so often, there's a mix-it-up day, where the youngsters get to visit someone else's classroom and explore different areas of the forest. It's also an excellent opportunity for them to broaden the socialization, which is such an important aspect of the curriculum here. Today is extra exciting for Valentino and his classmates in Forest School 2. They're visiting Group 3, whose classroom has turned into a water park. It's early in Borneo's rainy season now, and overnight, rain has flooded the stream. In the wild, torrential rain can submerge the jungle into a lake within hours. Orangutans generally don't swim, but the students have to learn how to forage during a flood. Yutris is one of the first to explore the delights of what you can do with water. Svenja, one of the Group 3 kids, has figured out how to blow bubbles. Beni copies, watched closely by Shiro. Lala has another game for her bubbles. Valentino appears a little out of his comfort zone, not really wanting to get his feet wet. But Yutris is in his element. There's a storm brewing. Everyone races for shelter. The gazebo is packed to the rafters. Takes full advantage of the rainwater. and her friends quickly copy her. Staying dry is a luxury these orphans will lose when they graduate to the pre-release islands. Although orangutans improvise with whatever's at hand. And papaya leaves make a wonderful umbrella. 18-year-old Jasmine has been brought back from her pre-release island for medical treatment for an infection. And even though her new home has a roof, old habits die hard. Yoko experiments with a hat of his own. While the staff were occupied, 9-year-old female Rinto has escaped behind the security fence. She's managed to prise open a section of the fence, leaving it wide open for other rebels. One by one, the naughty kids escape. But they've been busted. This breakout has a silver lining. The fugitives are showing an initiative that they'll need in the wild. And they're foraging for themselves. But it's a headache for the babysitters as bedtime approaches. No one's interested in milk. So babysitter Sri tries a coconut. It entices some rebels to ground level. And one by one, the escapees return home. All except ringleader Rinto. At 9 years old, she's a flight risk, and the team is anxious to get her back. As she perches on the fence, a classic strategy is brought into play. Babysitter Haniati studiously ignores Rinto as she shares out treats. It doesn't take long. It's straight off to the dorm for Rinto. At Forest Group 3, the daily snack basket is at the centre of all the action. But one student hangs back on the fringes. It's 5-year-old female Luthy. Luthy was kept as an illegal pet for more than 2 years, longer than any other orphan at jungle school. She's been in forest school for almost a year, but is taking a long time to adapt to the crowded chaos of class. Her babysitters make sure she's not left out. But Luthy's an easy target for some of her hungry classmates. Jumbo steals her soybean snack. She gets a banana instead. But Jati pounces. Luthy has developed a bad habit to cope with this bullying. Every day, while the babysitters are distracted, she takes off. Every day when she escapes class, she heads for the playground. She gets all the toys to herself. There are even new orange barrels to explore. But there's a catch. Official recess is still a few hours away. So the usual hidden snacks are all missing. That's okay. Luthy's got another plan. It looks like the coast is clear. She knows there's always fruit under the long-term holding enclosures. But the real treasure is up above. Inside are older orangutans who are waiting for space on the pre-release islands. But they're used to Luthy turning up every day. Now, what have they got here? Nope. That's the ticket. She's got an all-you-can-eat buffet and freedom from pushy classmates. It doesn't get much better than this. The Group 4 and 5 classroom appears strangely empty. But that's because learning here happens higher up. Orangutans are the largest tree-living species in the world. These 4 to 8-year-olds already weigh around 66 pounds. And adult males weigh up to 300 pounds. They spend most of their lives above ground as they forage for the nearly 300 different fruits that make up the bulk of their diet. These older students are truly on their way to becoming wild. But then comes the call they still love to hear. It's milk time. They may be in junior high, but they still love to drink their milk. In the wild, orangutans can nurse until they're almost 8 years old. So these teenage orphans can be quite demanding. 5-year-old Jumbo tries to convince his babysitter that he's missed out. Can this face tell a lie? Has this mouth had milk in it? But irresistible as he is, babysitter Ursula knows him too well. There's real affection between her and Jumbo, but she won't always be his caregiver. The staff rotate regularly to avoid too much attachment, as the end goal is to prepare all the orangutans for a life in the wild on their own.